Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone that taught us this truth. And much peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect that are scattered abroad, that look like all nations, and that are scattered amongst all people, and that speak many different tongues of the other nations, but they are Israelites according to their father's line. They go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, that seed. All right, this is not a black, white thing. This is not a Hispanic thing. All right, it's about the gathering of the 12 tribes of Israel, and they're gonna look like all people. Okay, but this is 1 Corinthians 14 and 6. It says, "Now, brethren, if I come unto you speaking with tongues, what shall I profit you, except I shall speak to you either by revelation or by knowledge or by prophesying or by doctrine?" All right, so Paul is going into, understanding, being understanding in different tongue, right? So he's saying that if he speaks to you in an uncertain tongue, you're not going to understand it. It's not going to profit you. It says, and even things without life-giving sound, like instrument. It says, whether pipe or harp, except they give a distinction in the sounds. How shall it be known what is piped or harped? If the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle? Right? Now, the word and what we speak and what we preach, it has to give a certain sound, because in the ancient world, let me get it right here, right? In the ancient world, we would have trumpets, right? And if it was a festival, if it was a festive event, okay, you would blow a certain sound, all right? And if you will go to war, you also make a certain sound, right? Numbers 10 and 9. And if ye go to war in your land against the enemy that oppresses you, then shall ye blow an alarm with the trumpets. All right. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because, we're still in the memorial blowing the trumpets. And, as the prophets are prophesying on the highways and hedges and, making these videos, our trumpet, which is our voice nowadays. We're not in our homeland. We blow trumpets for the high holy days when we're amongst brethren. But now, it's the mouthpiece. It's our mouths. Okay. The scriptures say, lift up thy voice like a trumpet and show my people their transgression. So when you preach this word, it got to be a certain sound. It got to be meticulous. All right. It just the same way in the ancient world, you got to blow that trumpet the correct way. If we were going into war, or we were, because there were trumpets for different, things that were going on in Israel. And it say right here, okay? And all through here, it shows you, through the scriptures, it shows you how we use the trumpets, okay? And go right there. Numbers 10 and 10. It says, also in the day of your gladness, and in your solemn days, and in the beginnings of your months, the new moon, ye shall blow with the trumpets over your burnt offerings and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings, that they may be to you for a memorial before your God. I am Yahweh, your power. Okay, so we are supposed to blow the trumpet, right? And then nowadays, when you blow the trumpet, you got to make a certain sound. Okay, this is the word meticulous. Okay, so we got to be meticulous with the doctrine, with how we preach this word. Why? Because we don't want to give an uncertain sound. It says marked by extreme or excessive care. Okay, so we got to preach this word with care. We can't be like these other groups out here, or these other guys out here preaching the wrong doctrine. So when you preach the wrong doctrine, or if you're not careful of what you say, you give an uncertain sound. And when you give an uncertain sound to the people, that blood is on your hands. If you were a watchman and enemies came to our city and you blew the wrong trumpet, you're not preparing the people for the battle. You are not prepared. You have to prepare the people for the battle. So the sound that you give, the doctrine that you provide, got to be meticulous. It has to be marked by extreme or excessive care, because there are lives in our hands. You got our congregation and people that listen to us, man, and they're trusting us that we're carefully dividing the word of truth. Okay? And it has to be meticulous, right? The sons of Aaron, when they were given the service of the Most High, okay, they had to do that meticulously. They had to sacrifice a certain way. Okay, the burnt offerings had to be a certain way. There had to be certain animals that could be sacrificed. All right, it had to be meticulous. They had to be clean. Okay, they couldn't have done certain things. It was a ceremonial thing. It was a ritual that we done, and it had to be meticulous. The priest garments were meticulous. The high priest garments. We just couldn't do it any old way. Okay, and that's the same way because we still in the service of the Lord. What the scripture say, we all kings and priests, right? So we just can't preach the word any type of way. We got to preach it right. We got to divide the word in sincerity and in truth. Okay? And it has to be done meticulously. All right? It has to be done. It has to be done with extreme or excessive care. Why? Because if you don't, then you're going to give what I read in 1 Corinthians, right? Chapter 8. Let me close up this. Close up this. Right? The scriptures speak about this. 2 Ezra 16:40. Oh, my people, hear my word. How do you hear the word of the Lord? From the prophets, from the teachers. Make you ready to the battle. How are you going to get ready to the battle if the preacher or the prophet or the teacher is not telling you that a battle is coming? And those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. So we have to prepare you. We have to prepare your minds for the battle. And how are we doing that? By being meticulous. By being careful with what we say. That's how we do it. Okay? So with that, Lord willing was edifying. Shalom.